Having been born and raised in Salem, and having the opportunity to move back with my 5 children, I was really excited to come back to Salem to raise my kids. With the rents being so high, it's very costly to live. I could not afford to provide for my family without the help of my 2 adult sons. It takes all of us and all our income to make ends meet. After being married for 20 years and then being out on my own, I had no idea the struggles I was going to face when looking for suitable housing for my 5 boys and I. I was faced with discrimination because we have a large family and landlords don't want that many people living in their property. Of course, I looked at all my housing resources and went online and filled out applications, went to local housing authorities, filled out applications there. Once again, how daunting when you find out how long the waiting lists are. I almost ended up homeless. There was a lot going on. It's made me stronger as a result. And I just kept looking and I just kept pushing and I just kept looking. And on the weekend of Easter Sunday, Pam, the landlord here in North Salem, called me and said, "Are you still interested?" And I said, "Yes." Then I find out months later, after everything's settled, my 6-year-old got accepted to a school in Boston. Transportation's all set, everything's all set, that the landlord's financial situation has changed. And not to take it personal, but it became very personal because now the search was on again. And having been through the search prior, I knew there was nothing else out there. So once again, I persevered and pushed forward and checked those applications that are still years out, and trying to find a 3-bedroom, almost impossible. And if there are 3 bedrooms out there, they're so expensive, I can't afford them. I don't know if any of you realize the expense of moving into a new place is the equivalent to the down payment of a house. First, last, security, and sometimes even a realtor's fee. So anyways, the house went up for sale. And as I'm trying to maintain the house, take care of the children, work, and look for another place to live, this wonderful couple, hopefully, if everything goes well with the inspection, is purchasing the house, and we get to stay. But my neighbors upstairs aren't so lucky, because that's the unit that the owners want to occupy.
My name is Domingo Dominguez. I'm one of the city councilors at large in the great city of Salem, and I live in Salem for more than 27 years. Affordable housing helped me tremendously. When I first moved here, I had my own family, and I moved from New Jersey. And the fact that I got the opportunity to live in one of the affordable housing that the CDC provide helped tremendously for me in the future to buy my own house and be able to be on my own. I see that we have housing for a group of people that really can afford, and we see a majority of people that cannot afford it. We have low income, but we also have people who need affordable housing, work family who wanted to really work here and live here.
When we're referring to workforce housing, we're really referring to people that are in the workforce at different levels, particularly those that are in the workforce that are earning incomes below what the market produces housing that matches. So if somebody's making $40,000 or $50,000 a year, the market does not make housing for them. Does not happen. And they're in the workforce and their employers need them to do that, and we as a society need them to do their job. And therefore we need to have housing as a matter of public infrastructure, just like we need to have water or clean air or access to health care.
What I love most about living in Salem is the sense of community. I feel like I get the chance to meet a lot of people in the community and develop meaningful relationships and connections with them. Also, as a teacher at the local high school, I get the opportunity to engage with my students in a way that's outside of the classroom, which I think really deepens our connection and definitely makes our relationships a lot stronger. As I'm getting older, I want to purchase a home in Salem. As a teacher, it is difficult to find something that works with the budget that I have.
When I came on the department in 1996, Salem was a lot different. The city was quieter. It was more affordable place to live, including the entire region. Salem was a place you could still afford to buy a home. I bought a house in 1996 on an entry-level salary here at the Salem Fire Department. I'm not sure some of the new guys coming on the job could afford to do that as things are now in the city of Salem. When you have firefighters working in Salem, if we were to get an incident, it's important that the guys who are in the area to respond to supplement our needs in the event of a major incident. And if they're not living in our community or in close proximity to it, there will be a delay in getting guys coming, we call it a callback, to come in for a callback. So same be told over at the police station. If they got guys, you really would like people that are invested in your community to be also involved in working in these communities, and that's not always possible if you can't afford to live here.
North Shore CDC's mission is to invest in neighborhoods to create thriving communities, and we think about improving the quality of life in historically low-income neighborhoods on the North Shore. Part of our other work, of course, is creating really dynamic public art. I think one of the great things about Salem is that it is a really diverse community in every respect, including economically diverse. And so many people that I know personally and through working at North Shore CDC often cite Salem's diversity as the primary reason why they live here.
My name is Keisha De Leon, and I've lived in Salem for 27 years. So I'm a renter in the Point neighborhood, and I live here with my husband and with my daughter. I moved here from my parents' house, so this is the only place I've lived other than in the nest. My dream one day would be to live in a home that also has some sort of studio space with some big sinks and some walls that you can splatter, but that's a dream. Being an artist in Salem really has allowed me to see the way that a community can come together and start having new conversations and bring a new culture into our environment. My art was displayed on Artist Row in Salem, which has always been a space that lends itself well to like creative endeavors, but also through my connections in the city and through my relationship with North Shore CDC, I have gone on to create 3 murals for North Shore CDC. If I were to stay in Salem, it would be very hard because it's not a market that lends itself well to be able to buy when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a young family, or when you're a young person.